Welcome to The Cross in the Classroom, Educating with Eternal Values, the podcast where faith and education come together. Join us every 2 weeks as we connect with the inspiring voices of Valor Christian High School, teachers, students, and leaders, sharing stories of growth, purpose, and the eternal values that guide our community. We're glad you're here.
Welcome to another episode of The Cross in the Classroom. Today we're talking to Dr. Laura Dykstra, Dean of Curriculum and Academic Development at Valor Christian High School. Heading into course registration for next year, we're going to talk about Advanced Placement, or AP, and dual credit classes. If you've ever wondered about the differences between AP and dual credit, who these classes are for, or how they can impact your college journey, this episode will answer those questions. Dr. Dykstra breaks down the unique offerings Valor provides, from dual credit options in Bible, history, English, even arts and sciences, to the real numbers behind how many students graduate already holding college credits. We will also tackle questions about transferability, prerequisites, and how families can choose what's right for their students' academic and spiritual growth. This conversation is loaded with wisdom and encouragement as you navigate the path from high school to higher ed, always grounded in faith and intentionality. Let's get started. Dr. Dykstra, thank you for joining us on the podcast today.
Awesome. I'm glad to be here.
We have so many great offerings that maybe people don't know about here at Valor in terms of AP and dual credit. Explain what those two things are, first of all.
Well, so our AP stands for Advanced Placement. It's through the College Board, which is the same company that does SATs and that. And it's a nationally recognized curriculum, if you will, that allows students to get college credit for taking high school level classes. It's a little bit different from dual credit in that dual credit, we partner directly with a college or a university to say our curriculum is aligned with yours. And so therefore our class is equivalent to your college class. So there's not a big test at the end. You're following the same curriculum as you would be with the college, but the curriculum is taught by our teachers.
So in an AP class, every high school has the same curriculum.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
A dual credit can be curriculum that our teachers have built.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about what some of those classes are, the offerings that maybe people don't know about that they could be looking into. And then I'm excited to hear about the numbers of our students that take this and go into college kind of with a leg up.
Absolutely. So we offer dual credit in almost all of our content areas. We've got dual credit in Bible. We've got dual credit in history. We've got dual credit in English. We've got dual credit in business. We will be having dual credit in arts in the next few years. I think, and then science. We've also got dual credit in science. So we have a total of 15 straight dual credit courses, and then another 12 of our advanced placement courses are listed as dual credit. So you could choose to either go the dual credit route or the advanced placement route.
What are the prerequisites? I guess we should back up just a little bit.
Absolutely.
Who are these? It's not for everyone.
Definitely.
But who is it right for?
So it's right for the student who wants to get ahead academically, who is willing to work hard. They generally are more advanced. So I would say if you've been in an honors track, it will be easier for you to get into that. We do have grade requirements for prerequisites. So a 93 or above, as an example, in a regular non-honors course, or an 83 and above in an honors course, generally would help you be prepared. There are also requirements where if you get a C or lower, you actually aren't eligible for the dual credit in that class.
Okay.
So there's some pretty strict requirements to protect the academic integrity of the program.
Are these AP and DC generally junior seniors?
Yes, they are, though we do have a few courses. For example, our AP US History class is open to sophomores, and we kind of say that's how we onboard students into our honors advanced placement dual credit programming, is through that APUSH course.
And what does it typically look like when a student graduates, and what are the numbers? I know you have some kind of fun statistics, but how many of these classes people are taking advantage of?
So with that, as I said, there are 15 and then so 27 total options for these students. The graduating class of 2025 graduated with with a total of 953 credits between all of the students taking all of the dual credit courses. So that's broken down to an average of 10 credits per student, but the highest number that one student got was 43.
Wow.
So if you think about it, if a general college year is 30 to 32 credits, he's graduating with a year of college already under his belt.
Wow.
So there's cost savings as well as just academic preparedness when students go away to college.
Yeah. So what does this look like from a college perspective?
Right.
Kids, do the schools like this when they see these on transcripts?
It really depends on the school, and that's where the conversation of AP versus dual credit comes in. Some schools would prefer to accept the AP credit. Even though our dual credit courses are transferable through most colleges, there are a few tricks or a few parameters around that you need to be aware of. Not all colleges accept the dual credit. For a program like at MIT, they may not accept our high-level math classes as credit towards their degrees because they want students to be taking those credits. However, we still recommend students take those classes because it actually makes those lower level math classes at the college level easier.
Yeah, sure. So if a student is trying to decide, should I do the AP or the dual credit seems really intriguing, how do you advise they make that decision?
We like to say that the dual credit is an insurance policy. Where say you are concerned you might not do as well on the AP test, the dual credit will still ensure that you get the college credit for taking that class. Because if you score below a 3 at some schools, or even below a 4 on some tests, colleges won't accept the college credit.
Yeah.
So the dual credit is a little bit more transferable in the long run, but not all colleges will accept the dual credit transfer.
Yeah.
So you just have to be aware.
And the experience in some of those classes is very different. But we talked a moment ago about the before we started recording about the DC English class.
Yes.
And I remember the curriculum is so cool. Lots of redemptive stories and like really fun curriculum. The AP credit would be, again, the classes the AP or the material the AP dictates.
Correct. So our teachers have some flexibility in the books that they choose. And as a Christian school, we tend to be a little bit more selective or judicious in the curriculum that we choose for some of those English courses. There are certain books that we just have made a decision not to put in front of our students as a part of the curriculum. That doesn't mean they can't read it outside, but that again goes to parent partnership and the parent and the student's choice to read those things. But yes, so what's cool about a class like our dual credit English class is that it's taught by this amazing woman, Dr. Christine Wahlberg, who has done so much work in all of the subjects. She's taught this, and it's a really rich experience for certain kids. But the dual credit equivalent is a British literature class. So not all colleges may accept that course as an introduction to an English class.
Yeah.
Some may say you still have to take an English 101. Does that mean she shouldn't take it or a student shouldn't take that class? Absolutely not.
They're still going to get a lot out of it. Yeah.
They're still going to get a lot out of it. And we always encourage our students, as they're considering taking these classes, reach out to the colleges you're interested in. Reach out to your college reps. Ask them, what kinds of classes will you accept? Will you accept this course as a dual credit, or will it just be a general education?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about some of maybe the lesser known DC classes.
Absolutely.
You mentioned there may be one coming in arts.
Yep.
You mentioned science. Tell me, let's get a little more detail in those.
Absolutely. So in science, we've got dual credit anatomy and physiology. We've got a dual credit, all of our AP chemistry, AP bio, those are all listed as dual credit as well. AP computer science, which was exciting because this year it is listed as a dual credit course, but we also had 100% pass rate.
Oh, wonderful.
So our teachers are so good. We had actually a 95% AP pass rate this year.
That's fantastic.
Which is far and above anything we've seen. We've got some dual credit speech classes. So, and those are low hanging fruit in terms of when you go away to college, you don't have to take an introduction to speech class. So you can begin looking at those. We've got a great new academic programming in terms of our speech and debate. We're actually shifting towards more of a public speaking approach for our students. So we're excited about that. We've recently begun offering for our advanced placement program, advanced placement art classes. So our level 4 students can often step into some of those.
Great.
I'm trying to think of some others. DC European History, DC Gov. So there are a few that we've intentionally chosen to be dual credit rather than advanced placement, because again, it gives us more control over the curriculum. And so there will be some things that we can avoid in terms of academic programming.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, very much.
Stronger integration of faith and learning, all things that we as a school value.
Yeah. What if a parent is listening to this,
Yes.
even a student, and they're thinking, I don't know if this is right. This is good, really good information. What advice do you give them?
What I would say is don't try to take 10 in 1 year. That's probably the number
Great
one
advice.
advice. And in fact, start early. Start with a push. Start with some lower, some of the freshman and junior AP classes or dual credit classes. And then if you find that you have an aptitude for it, then you can begin to take more. But I would say be selective about the ones that you take, because not all students are gifted in all the areas.
Yeah.
The other advice I would give is, if you're really, truly thinking about this in terms of wanting to buy down college credit, which I think is a very real reason why we do this, it is important that you check with the colleges that you are applying to check transferability. A lot of the UC schools would rather see AP classes. Christian schools will be happy to accept CCU's dual credit. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the things I would think about. How much time do you want to spend doing homework? All of our dual credit students have to take the final. So as juniors and seniors right now, if you have 93 or above, you don't have to take the final, but in AP, dual credit, honors, you do have to. So if you don't want to take the final, don't take AP or dual credit.
Yeah, you have to be committed.
You do.
Sure.
You absolutely do.
And I actually should have mentioned early, but we are very grateful for you here.
Oh, thank
and
you.
It's a unique position that we have as a school to have someone who oversees this, who works with the teachers. Tell us more about that in your position.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that people don't always realize about dual credit especially is that our teachers go through the same credentialing process as they would in the higher education level. So you have to have a certain degree, you have to have a certain number of college credits, and we have to work with teachers to make sure they have those. Our professional development, there are times where we've sent teachers to get the degree in order to offer that course here. So it's important to understand within dual credit and advanced placement, the work that our teachers go through to be able to offer these classes. Getting master's degrees in history and Bible and English and science and math, all of those different areas.
That's fantastic.
Which shows our teachers' dedication, but it's fun to kind of see the classes that they're taking and how that improves their overall instruction.
Yeah. Why do you do what you do? And specifically to this position that you have, the special position here at Valor.
So before, everyone I know has a Valor story. There's a special way that the Lord has called them here to Valor. I'm no different. The Lord called me here from higher education. And so I've always had a deep passion for teaching and learning. That's why I have a master's degree in it. That's why I have a doctoral degree in it, is because I love when students learn. And so being in my position as a director or the dean of curriculum and academic development, I get to be responsible for helping build these programs that lead to student learning, student academic growth, student personal growth, student professional growth, student spiritual growth. And that's why I'm here. I mean, I feel like the Lord called me here to be doing this work. And so my background in higher education gives me a different lens as I'm looking at these courses as well.
Well, you mentioned in spiritual growth, and I wanted to ask you that specifically because being at a Christian school, it's a unique way that you get to work here as well.
It is. What I love the most, and you'll see this in our courses, is this idea that our teachers are breathing life into our students. And in a world that often has so many negative messages, there is beauty, there's intentionality. There is a gift that the Lord has given us to be a part of, not of the world, in the world, to be making that difference. And so as we see our students growing spiritually, and I love teaching, so I've also done a little bit of teaching, and I love teaching sophomores, because by the time you see them as seniors, you've seen them grow in so many incredible ways. And I had one student a couple of years ago that as a sophomore, I thought, is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? And he was a great kid. He wasn't the strongest academically. He had a great personality. As I watched him grow from sophomore year to senior year, and then sat in his senior presentation, there was something.
Were there tears? There's always tears.
I cried. There was this point where I was like, he's going to be okay. Like, he has grown and matured. He has made an impact in people's lives that I would have never known. And having the chance to see that. So the big why comes back to seeing this growth and this transformation in the students. And it can happen here at a deeper level because of the integration of faith and learning. Yeah. Because our teachers are bringing their own life experience and their own faith experience and speaking that into the lives of these students.
Yeah.
And the students can ask questions in ways and wrestle with these things in ways that they might not be able to at another school. Yeah. And so that's why I love it. And that's what I do.
It's always so cool to me, being kind of still new, going to fifth year, that when I hear people say, I'm so happy to be here, I get to talk about my faith openly.
Yes.
Especially people who come from other places, that is just like so refreshing.
It is. And all of my experience has been in Christian education. And so for me, it's just part of my language. But to be able to have that experience with other people who haven't is very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for explaining it. Best of luck to all students who are taking these classes.
Absolutely.
Take advantage of them if you can, if you have the time, all of that.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic.
And we're always going to be offering more. We're looking in the next few years to continue expanding our dual credit programming. So keep an eye out for new courses that we'll be offering soon as well.
Okay, your prayer for Valor.
My prayer for Valor this year, it is that the Lord continues to work in the lives of our staff and our students and our faculty, and that he continues to show his goodness to us. I have nephews that I pray for regularly, and I was praying for the Lord. I was like, Lord, make them good men of you. And then I said, and protect them from all harm. And he's like, Laura, I can't do both. Like, there are hard things we are going to have to go through as a school. There were hard things we've gone through in the past. So I'm not praying that we don't go through the hard things, but I'm praying that in the hard things, we see God's goodness, because it's the hard things that shape and mold us into being more like him.
Absolutely.
So I know that's kind of a weird prayer.
That is a great prayer. I agree. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Thank you for joining us on The Cross in the Classroom, educating with eternal values. We hope today's conversation inspired and encouraged you. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and stay connected with the Valor Christian High School community. Keep living out faith, learning with purpose, and growing in grace. Until next time.